Today, let's discuss about drugs used for cough and thereafter bronchial asthma. So, cough is a protective reflex. Its purpose is being to expulsions of respiratory secretions or foreign particles from air passage. It occurs due to stimulations of mechano or chemoreceptor in throat. So, drugs used for cough generally classified as number 1 pharyngeal demulcents. So, under pharyngeal demulcents, the drugs are lozenges and Krebs drugs. Then number 2, expectorant, or it is otherwise known as mucokinetic. Under mucokinetic, the drugs are sodium or potassium citrate, then ambroxol. Then number 3 is antitussive or cough center suppressant. Under cough center suppressants, opioid drugs are used, that is codeine, and antihistamine drugs are used also, popularly CPM, chlorpheniramine maleate, and promethazine. Then number 4 classification is bronchodilator. It is a popular drug, okay, under the brand of bronchodilator, under the heading of bronchodilator, drugs are salbutamol and terbutaline. Let's discuss in short or briefly about the mechanism. Number 1 is pharyngeal demulcents. Okay, these are the drugs which acts to smooth throat and reduce inflammation and irritation. Then number 2 is expectorant, sodium or potassium citrate or ambroxol. What they do? Expectorants are drugs which reduce bronchial secretions and reduce viscosity and facilitate removal by coughing. Then number 3 is antitussive. Under antitussive, codeine, promethazine. These are the drugs, or antitussives are the drugs that act in the central nervous system to raise the threshold of cough center. Okay, it is suitable for to increase or raise the threshold of the cough. It is suitable for unproductive or dry cough. Then the number 4 is bronchodilator, which includes salbutamol and terbutaline. Bronchodilator aims to clearing secretions by increasing surface velocity of airflow during cough. Okay. So, besides these respiratory drugs used for cough, other antibiotics are used to fast relief according to the etiology of cough. Okay, then cough is 2 types generally. One is useless cough, another is useful cough. Useless cough means unproductive cough which has to be suppressed immediately, and useful cough is productive cough which aims to expel the respiratory sticky mucus. Okay. So, cough is many times a normal problem. It is associated with common cold. Okay. Besides, it is bronchial asthma. It is not a common problem. Okay. It is a serious condition. In bronchial asthma, what happens? Bronchial asthma is characterized by hyper responsiveness of tracheobronchial smooth muscle to variety of stimuli. Stimuli means from outside stimuli, from environmental stimuli, from dust related stimuli, from chemical or drug related stimuli. It results narrowing of airway, and it is characterized by increased secretion, mucosal edema, and mucosal plugging. Okay. Hello. Today we will discuss bronchial asthma and different aspects of bronchial asthma. By definition, bronchial asthma is a clinical syndrome characterized by cough, paroxysmal dyspnea, and which, due to increased resistance to airflow through the narrowing of bronchi. In general, this is the form of bronchial asthma: mild cough, chronic cough, severe acute, and exercise-induced. Exercise-induced means exercise plays a triggering factor for the precipitation of bronchial asthma. Okay, let's discuss the principle of treatment of bronchial asthma, or the goal of treatment of bronchial asthma. Okay, the principle of treatment, the goal of treatment, the aim of treatment is with the first point, relieving of bronchospasm. Definitely, when there is a bronchial asthma, definitely there is a bronchospasm, constriction of bronchial smooth muscle. At that time, it needs to relax. If the constriction is much more, the bronchospasm is much more, then a suitable corticosteroid given for short term. The next step is reducing of inflammation. Definitely, in case of bronchial asthma, there is a severe inflammation. The inflammatory mediators are starting from initially leukotriene and interleukin 2. because they are formed by lipoxygenase pathway. Okay, then with that leukotriene and interleukin analogs, due to chemotaxis reaction, there is migration of eosinophil, basophil, neutrophil. Again, the inflammatory condition, the aggravation of inflammation is much more. So at that time, a suitable anti-inflammatory mediator is given, which is helpful for bronchial asthma. The next point is elimination of triggering factor of allergen. Yes, allergens are triggering factor. So what is the allergen? In case of bronchial asthma, it may be dust, household dust, it may be a chemical, it may be an exposed chemical, or it may be a foreign pollens from plant source. These are act as allergen, and these allergen act as antigen. And due to the induction of that type of antigen, IgE type of antibody form. Remember, IgE type of antibody form, and due to this phenomenon, mast cell degranulation. Okay, then in that condition, suitable anti-inflammatory mediator are given. If it is initial, then leukotriene antagonist are given. The name is montelukast and jabrilukast. Nowadays we combine with cetirizine and levocetirizine. Then the next step is avoidance of respiratory irritant. Definitely, if a susceptible patient or a patient is prone to bronchial asthma, at that case it needs to avoid the respiratory irritant. What is respiratory irritant? Household dust is the respiratory irritant, chemicals are the respiratory irritant, occupational hazards, occupational exposure are the respiratory irritant. They should be eliminated to clear the bronchi or respiratory tract. Then the drug therapy, different kind of drug therapy are given according to symptom, according to stages of bronchial asthma, which include bronchodilator, corticosteroid if it is severe inflammation, jabrilukast, montelukast like drug, and anti-inflammatory drug, antihistamines, and antibiotics. Suitable antibiotics are given to check the next step of infection. Then next is controlled administration of oxygen. If the condition is very severe, then what happens? The patient needs the support of oxygen. Okay. So last class we have discussed the outline of bronchial asthma. Again I am telling, bronchial asthma is a clinical syndrome characterized by cough, paroxysmal dyspnea, and which due to increased resistance to airflow through the narrow bronchi. The narrowing of the bronchi is brought about by what? First is bronchospasm, means inflammations and edema of the bronchial mucosa, and blockage of the bronchial lumen by mucus, high production of mucus. Clinically, bronchial asthma, okay, presents as mild intermittent asthma. Then number 2 is chronic persistent asthma. Then number 3 is severe acute asthma, and number 4 is exercise-induced asthma. Look at the blackboard, my dear. See, I have told you already many times. Certain allergen, they are act as stimuli. It may be household dust, any environmental pollutant, pollen. They trigger to precipitate asthma. How? See, this is your mast cell. You know your mast cell contains huge amount of histamine and other chemical mediator which are responsible for inflammation. See, when mast cell is what happened? Exposed to antigen. See, when a mast cell is exposed to antigen, a particular type of antibody form, that is known as IgE type of antibody. And again, when the level of exposure is increased, at that time what happens? This IgE antibody attached to the surface of the mast cell. Means the IgE antibody which attached to the surface of the mast cell, and the production of IgE antibody is high, and the attachment to the mast cell is high. Due to which the mast cell degranulate. Even in first exposure to allergen, IgE antibody produced, it attached to mast cell. Due to attachment of IgE antibody to mast cell, the mast cell degranulate. When the mast cell degranulate, then what happens? The chemical reaction occur. Okay. See this last diagram. Due to allergic response, see the mast cell degranulate considerably. subsequent exposure to antigen results in binding to surface bound IgE molecule. These sensitized mast cells are stimulated to release granules containing histamine, leukotriene, prostaglandin and other potential chemical mediators. Means these chemical mediators are associated in inflammation in various types, due to which there is bronchospasm or there is obstruction of airway or there is resistance to airflow due to high production of mucosa. Then see the flow chart and here exposure to stimuli means it is allergen. Stimuli means household dust, environmental pollutant and any other chemicals. Then production of IgE type of antibody. When IgE type of antibody produced and attached to mast cell, the consequence result is see release of inflammatory substance, release of different kind of inflammatory substance, and when these substance releases inflammatory substance are released, then there is severe inflammation. Due to severe inflammation, there is enhanced mucous secretion. The mucous secretion is increased. Then obviously airway obstruction of airway or airway resistance, and consequently precipitation of asthma. Precipitation of asthma. Then another step here, when there is release of inflammatory substances and inflammation, then here migration of phagocytic cell, migration of neutrophil, migration of leukocytes and migration of phagocytic cell. And these phagocytic cells are responsible for chemotaxis reaction, again severe form of inflammation and severe mucosal secretion, then resulting in asthma. Okay? Then you see the principle of therapy. What is the approach or what is the goal or what is the goal of principle of therapy? What means what is the protocol of treatment of bronchial asthma? See, goal of treatment. The first, relieving of bronchospasm. Definitely, if there is a bronchial asthma, it may be moderately, it may be severely, it may be mild. Definitely, there is bronchospasm. To examine what kind of bronchospasm, what degree of bronchospasm, bronchodilator are given, which aims to relieve, to dilate bronchial smooth muscle, so that relief of bronchospasm is there. It is very important. And first step, the reducing of inflammation. Definitely, during bronchial asthma, there is inflammation. Different mode of inflammation, different inflammatory mediator are released. So to check or to reduce inflammation is very much important, because when inflammation reduce, obviously chemotaxis reaction reduce and obviously enhanced mucus production also reduce. Then another is elimination of triggering factor allergen. It is much more important. That's why asthmatic patient or those patients who are susceptible for asthma, who are prone for asthma, they are advised not to expose to dusty area, because dust acts as allergen. Your pollen acts as allergen. Any environmental chemical, any chemical factors, they act as allergen. To check the allergen is the first step to check or to prevent asthma. Then another is avoidance of respiratory irritants. Dust is one example of respiratory irritants. Other respiratory irritants are there. Different forms of respiratory irritants are there. Even in if a person is working in a chemical factory or cement factory, then that is considered as respiratory irritant. So avoidance of respiratory irritant is one of the important things. Then drug therapy. It is much more important. Drug therapy is much more important because always drug therapy is associated to relieve certain conditions. Which type of drug therapy? If it is bronchospasm, give a suitable bronchodilator like salbutamol, terbutaline, okay, either by orally or by other route. If it is inflammation, then give a suitable anti-inflammatory substance. And if the overactivity of bronchial asthma, or if it is a problem associated with histamine, giving a suitable antihistaminic. Or if there is a action of leukotriene, interleukin, then it is necessary to give a suitable modifier or suitable blocker who blocks the overactivity of leukotriene. Okay? Then control administration of oxygen. This is last step, hospitalization. When hospitalization necessary, the patient is unable to respire or there is a respiratory distress. At that time, it needs or the patient need oxygen support, and oxygen support is given after hospitalization. Okay. See my dears, out of many drugs used in bronchial asthma, two important drugs is there. One is montelukast dapirolizumab, which is categorized as leukotriene modifier. Another drug is Zilevta, which is known as blocking agent, which blocks the leukotriene synthesis. See, leukotrienes liberated during inflammations are more potent. Their inhibition is more potent than histamine, which causes bronchospasm. Drug that modify the leukotriene systems. Number one, acting as competitive antagonist of leukotriene receptor, that is montelukast and dapirolizumab. Another is blocking the leukotriene synthesis, that is Zilevta, which drug. See the blackboard, see the diagram. It is arachidonic acid. In NSAID I have taught you arachidonic acid follow two pathway. One is cyclooxygenase pathway. In cyclooxygenase pathway there is synthesis of prostaglandin lipid. Another is lipooxygenase pathway. 5-lipooxygenase. When it comes in contact with 5-lipooxygenase, leukotriene, interleukin, and the different analogs of leukotriene are being. See, and you know this leukotriene is one of the important mediator causing bronchial inflammation. Due to liberations of leukotriene, chemotaxis reaction takes place, then high mucosecretion is there. To stop or to check that synthesis of leukotriene, we have to block this enzyme. And that step is being blocked by the drug Zilevta. Zilevta blocks that enzyme and it has a control over synthesis of leukotriene. Okay, suppose Zilevta is not there. Already leukotrienes and different analog of leukotriene is formed. Then that leukotriene penetrate to cell membrane. Then after that penetrate to cell membrane, what happens is definitely the produced leukotriene or liberated leukotrienes need a receptor to combine and show its effects. This leukotriene migrate and combine with LT1 receptor, leukotriene 1 receptor. See, it is cell membrane and this is leukotriene receptor. When this leukotriene combine with this receptor, only in that case it acts. So the classical drug, leukotriene antagonist, which is known as leukotriene antagonist, montelukast and dapirolizumab type of drug. What they do, they block the receptor action of leukotriene, means they block the receptor. They antagonize the receptor. When the receptor is being antagonized, the leukotriene does not combine with the receptor, then there is so the outcome inflammation is negligible.